Hey guys, Lord Tamerlane with his usual obscurities and miniatures. Today we're going to look at the Fallout Wasteland Warfare Super Mutant Suiciders. Yes, you heard that right. These guys are professional suicide experts. That's interesting. They are literally super mutants running around with active bombs. I guess they just don't have any will to live anymore, but they're going to go blow everybody else up in the process. Too bad there's no little fluff on the back about them. So anyway, you get 3 of these dudes, 3 bases for the dudes, 2 big cards, a bunch of cards. God, I wish I would get around to playing this game. Someday we will play. So, your usual baggie of cards. Like I said, big cards, little cards. Go dog go. A baggie of stuff, and yes, once more, we have a bonus scenario. This one is the Atomic Sprint. Alright. So you got all the rules there for how to play this specific map. Directions there. Scenario rules. Cool. I don't recognize that model. I'm wondering if he is in the starter. That's the one thing for the Super Mutants I don't have. But enough about them. Let's take a look at what's in the bag. So, with most of these Fallout releases that I've seen so far, they tend to have the actual figure attached with their base so as to lessen the confusion, I'm assuming. So here's our first Suicider. Covered in chains and armor. The armor seems kind of silly. After all, they're blowing themselves up. Oh, that's his... Okay. Wasn't sure what that was. The other arm with the warhead attached to it. I am assuming since this is Fallout, those are going to be nuclear warheads. Some kind of a brick base. Cobblestones. If you're not aware, the bases for these guys, I want to say, are 40mm bases. They're a little bit bigger than the basic humans. So here we have, what's this? I don't know, looks like a light or something on there? I don't know. You guys know, you can tell me. And we got the arms, and I don't know which body it's going to go to. Let's see. Are they the same body? Ooh, they are duplicate model. Actually, was the other guy a duplicate? No, he's got an extra arm. Okay. So, that's not a big deal. I mean, if these guys are that expendable, why would we want to waste our time with super high quality, individual unique sculpts? I do like the chains all over them. Let's see, are their bases the same, though? That's always a true, yep. Alright, well, that's okay. I can't fault them for something like this. They're pretty simple dudes. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run away right now, grab my clippers, snip them up, and see if I can put them together. And then we'll be back and see what they look like with some of the other Fallout paraphernalia that I've got laying around at this point. I'll be back in a moment. And we're back. So, here is a quick glued together of the runner we have the duplicate model of. So I'm not sure if I actually have him positioned on the base correctly, but it's not like he's glued to the base yet as it is. So you can see he's in his quarterback running position here. Busted pipe, bomb under his arm. I'm assuming it's a bomb. I mean, it seems to make the most sense. Like I said before, I haven't played a Fallout game since New Vegas came out back in the day. So, pretty simple construction. For whatever reason, I just grabbed one of the guys because, I mean, they're the same thing. This one had no real issues going together, but the other one had a ton of flash between his legs that needed to be cleaned out. But, I mean, that's not a big deal. So, that's the duplicate pose that is included, and then we have the unique sculpt right here. So, this is an interesting one because at first, I almost ended up ruining him. Now, his body, for the most part, was completely put together, except for his hand with the actual explosive device. Now, you're going to notice, see that little tab on it? I thought that was just leftover flash or something. I was going to snip it off. No. Right here near my thumb, you can see that hole. That's where it actually plugs in, which is kind of a cool idea. I didn't even notice that at first. So, And see, at first I thought, I was like, geez, how is this guy going to be on his base? So that's how he goes. Again, you only get 3 of them. I'm going to have to read the rules at some point. I keep saying that just to see if these guys especially are like super expendable and you can get more and more of them. I have no idea. But I grabbed my hammer just to get a good idea. I mean, super mutants are big. Here's one of the super mutant dogs just to get a better idea. And I do have a Fallout human painted up, and so you can see, yeah, there's a bit of a size issue there. So the super mutants pretty much are quite big compared to the average human. I grabbed a Dark Age figure as well, just because in case you are curious and want to mix your post-apocalyptic figures, that should give you an idea. And while we're at it, let us grab our good old Warhammer Fantasy human figure, just to get a better idea of what we're looking at in terms of size. So, I mean, if you wanted to go really crazy, I think these would be some fun suicide Ogren troops for the Astra Militarum. We also have one of the power armor suits here, in case you're curious as well. They're still bigger than him. Other thing we can do, good old Space Marine. So they're a lot bigger than orcs, if you wanted to throw them into a 40k game. And obviously their proportions are a lot more slimmed and humanoid compared to the more ape-like 40k green skins. Painting these is going to be fun. It's going to be kind of a challenge too. I haven't painted anything with bright green skin like these guys are supposed to have in a long time. So, 3 of these, I mean, you can probably find them. I've seen these models going for about 20-something online. Not too bad for their size. My only worry is that they're going to be, like I said, super disposable on the table. Once they've done their thing, boom, they're dead. Or maybe they're not. I don't know. I could be wrong. Anyway, they're going to be fun models to paint. Hopefully I can do them justice. And again, one of the nice things about the actual game, from what I've understood, is that you get all kinds of interesting cards that always aren't necessarily reflected with the models they include. Kind of like The Walking Dead from Mantic. So, I mean, you only got these 3 guys with their bombs. The 2 of them that I have on the table right now. You only get those guys, but there's at least a good 14 cards in here. There's a nice big stack. So some of those are going to be new quests. Some of those are going to be new items. I don't even know. I've got tons and tons of cards now for the game. So there is a whole, what do they call it, campaign mode where you can do the whole settlement, you know, surviving in the Wastelands and go with it from there. So it'll be fun. I'm going to give it a try one of these days. And since I've got all my Brotherhood of Steel figures finished, it's time to start in on the next faction, or at least until the Raiders or robots show up at retail. So with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures. Hoping you guys liked it. Somebody hit that subscribe button, please, because I need some validation. Stroke my ego. But until then, I'm just going to have to say, bye-bye.